Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Welcome to Diva Talk with a special guest. Special guest, what is your name? Did you want to introduce yourself? Because I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I thought I was introducing special guest Kesa, the official.
You can go by Joe. Everybody knows me by Joe.
Oh, hey, Joe. I was wondering who Mike Ox was. Just skip it. Just skip it. Welcome. Y'all know who I am, Kelly. Welcome back. This is Diva Talk. As you know, it is a spinoff of Queen Talk. We have the two fiery sisters having conversations like after dark. And then we've got our brother, the official Kesa. Is that your handle on? That's where they can find you on Instagram? Or?
I don't social media.
You don't social media? Oh, well, you're about to after tonight's episode. You're going to social media.
They're going to want to know who you are.
They will find you, sir.
They will. And
you want to introduce yourself, Curves? I know they kind of know who you are, but let them know.
They know who I am, Curves for Life, also known as GG_Real Talk on YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok.
Right? And you got a TikTok. Your name is also J Twizzle with the Rizzle, right?
J Twizzle is a character that I play to imitate male podcasters with their foolishness.
Definitely. We've got to pull that up one day.
J Twizzle. I ain't never heard of that.
J Twizzle, you gotta see. You gotta see the
clip. Oh my God. She'd be like, back at it again with the back at it again. And she
my name is J Twizzle with back at it again with the back at it again. It's just all the foolish things that these males, you know, in this podcast space, how they act. That's all. It's just imitation.
Joe,
and I know you know all about imitation.
Who?
Joe at the bottom.
Oh.
He's good at imitating people.
Oh, I thought she was coming from my throat. I'm like,
no. I'm talking about like you're
I'm like, damn, it's early.
No, I wasn't even clowning. I was being for real. Like you're okay. So for everybody who doesn't know, my brother is so good at impersonating. Forget imitation. He's great at impersonating people. Like, don't have no flaws because he'll eat you up. That's it. But go ahead.
I think he just pays attention to
very close attention,
and he's very observant. Yeah, and he picks people apart, and he can literally imitate them to the T, like body movement, gestures, the way they talk, the way they wear their hair. I mean,
you know, it's funny. People can use that kind of stuff as a weapon, but I'm genuinely just having fun. I'm just trying to make people laugh.
We were just talking about your video today. My boyfriend was talking about the video that you made. He was like, the fact that he did the eyelash at the bottom. He said he really took everything overboard. I'm like, listen,
just so you guys know what Curbs is talking about. My brother for Christmas does a special every where he imitates every single family member, and it is to the T, and it's so funny. I really think he should post his videos. I think he would be hilarious and he will go viral, but he doesn't. He just does it for the family. He does it for fun.
Not a clout chaser.
He literally does it just for fun, just for entertainment. He's not trying to catch clout. But if my brother were to if he were to be a clout chaser and he did want to get on this social media shit on for real, all y'all will lose y'all's money because my brother, he's off the chain. Like, so creative, so funny, so authentic.
I appreciate that.
No, for real. Like, it really is humorous. Like, you will laugh at yourself, like, truthfully.
Speaking of off the chain, I do want to start with a icebreaker. Y'all know I always start with an icebreaker. I know everybody's here for the Alimony conversation, which that's going to be a little bit later, but I always like to start with the icebreaker. So I'm going to play a video, and I want to get y'all's initial thoughts, and then I'll have some questions for you. Okay? You ready?
Hey.
Let's go.
Oh, hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just trying to get this, mail thing open, but it won't
okay. Yeah, I see you around the neighborhood before. Are you single?
I am single.
Okay.
I see you around too.
Well, I mean, you want to hang out, grab some drinks, dinner sometime,
Oh, you trying to take me out?
Oh.
Definitely.
Well, good. I mean, I can, I can, but, I was just trying to get to know you.
I got 3 kids, so I'm going to need a babysitter, so you can pay for that. I need my hair retwisted, so you can also pay for that. And some gas money so I can get there. You know?
I'm sorry. You expect for me to cover all of that?
And the drinks and the food. You asking me out.
Oh, I thought that's, a man's job. A man is supposed to do all of that. I ain't trying to, take care of your lifestyle. I just wanted to hang out.
How you asking me out and you don't want to cover the cost of everything?
You know what? You right.
If you can't do that, we can cut this conversation short. Yeah.
You know what? You right. And you got it. These men today are way too sassy for me.
Sassy?
You got it, Papa.
How you calling me sassy because you asking me out on a date and you don't want to pay? Make that make sense.
All right. Initial thoughts.
Who want to go first? Because I'm about to, what the hell? Like, for real, it sounds cute. Like, I'm going to speak first.
It's satire. He joking, y'all.
I get it. No, I get exactly what he's doing. I'm not slow. What I'm saying is it's cute and haha and a joke, and I get exactly what he's doing. He's pretty much trying to say that this is what women do. They expect men to do, da-da-da. I get that. My whole thing is like, even the fact that men would make a little jokey joke video like that, it's like, it proves how sassy y'all are. Like, why are y'all comparing yourselves to us? Like, I get how you're trying to flip the script and be like, this is how women would do it. But like, do you have a vagina? Okay, cool. So no. But what I'm saying, don't make that face. Don't make that face. I'm just saying, I think it's crazy as hell. For I don't know. I just feel like men, they feel like they can flip the switch, and I don't even like when females do. I'm gonna just say this because I don't even like when females try to play the male's role. But like when men try to flip and be like, well, what if I were to request you to do X, Y, Z? We're not the same. We're not.
I agree with that.
We can't do it. Just like men can have a high body count, and I guess it's okay. But if women say I did X, Y, Z, it's not okay. So yeah, in some in some ways, there's double standards. So we can't all do what we do. We have different gender roles.
Okay. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Well, when you got videos like that, there's of course, like Gracie's saying, the obvious imitation of women, but I think what's more important is why he's making the video. It's not so much that he's mocking women, but he's trying to appeal to you in the way that's like, do you see how it feels? Do you see how silly it sounds? Do you see how ridiculous? Would you want to continue talking to anybody that starts off anything like that? And that's the thing. Like, he's not necessarily even, because like, you gotta understand, most dudes are okay with paying for shit. You know what I'm saying? In totality, 9 times out of 10, they're okay with it. It's just that when you're confronted like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically women have tried to turn dating into like a no risk situation, to where like I take no losses here, not even my time, and if you are taking my time, you're gonna pay me for it. To the point where it's 1000% transaction, especially if you do meet a girl, that's pretty and is really talking like that. Because I've seen it. She's like literally, you write them as like, hey beautiful, and they send you the little Cash App question mark thing. I'm not playing that game. It's like, all right, if that's if you are a prostitute, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what you want to do, because at the end of the day, that's prostitution. You know what I'm saying? You're exchanging your body for goods. And I don't care what anybody says. Like,
wait, do women really do that?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Just initial conversation. And the funny part is they only do it to men that they don't actually like, is the issue. And because the dudes that they don't actually like are willing to put up with it, they base that standard on the way the dudes that they do want should act, which is the silliest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy that you do want obviously knows he has other assets other than money. So he's not going to let you play that game on him. Versus the guy, he knows he can only retain you through that process. Yeah, he's going to be cool with it. It's the only way he's touching pussy.
So you're saying...
That's the truth. Why would a guy that knows he can get it, I can take a girl out and get her a fucking ice cream, and you know what I'm saying? It's that simple. And then this girl told me I gotta pay her. Meanwhile, this girl was actually a good time. You know what I'm saying? We're talking, doing something simple versus I'm basically signing up for work. I gotta look a certain way, sound a certain way for a girl that don't even want you for real. But half the time, if you're a guy dealing with that, you're a dude she don't want for real in the first place, because you can pull up in a Hyundai making all kinds of crazy sounds. And
I hear what you're saying. I hear what he's saying, and I'm really glad to hear Mel's perspective on that, because I'm just sitting on the female side. But another question is like, do men go into things with the wrong expectations? Because I feel like sometimes men feel like a plate of food equals some pee. You feel me? They're like a plate of food for exchange for like, they're like, oh, I don't want to take no women out. Like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, because I know my brother, everyone, he's in a relationship. I know he's fine, but you know, chill out. So anyway, some men, they really feel like, bro, they really feel like if they take you out on a date, they deserve more afterwards. And that's why men have brought the standard down to coffee dates. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna spend a bunch of money and spend 2 hours on a date with a woman. I'm just gonna take on a little 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute coffee date, spend $5 to $10 on a little piece of muffin and a damn coffee and call it a day. I'm at no loss. I've lost no time. I've lost nothing. But like, why is that okay?
But there's nothing wrong with spending money. But if that's the first thing they're talking about, oh, hold on, I got a buddy calling me. But if that's the first thing they're on, then you know what I mean. Clearly, they're not trying to have an interpersonal connection with you. It's completely material. Like I say all the time, how would that man have shown you love 2,000 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just for real. Yeah, obviously you got the obvious shit, provision, hunting and stuff. You know what I mean? But like that's day to day. Like, how does a person show you love without buying you things?
Well,
Without
it's
purchasing?
different now. It's different now. You asked that question, and what I say to that question is, back then, how men showed, they would show with protection and providing. So they would show with, oh, I'm gonna hunt something, I'm gonna do something, I want you to stay home, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna hunt this food, I'm gonna take care of this. Now men are not hunting food. You can go to damn Wendy's.
Yes, we are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you
food.
are. It's still hunting. It's still a different form
You're
of hunting.
hunting for the dollar.
It's still a form of hunting. You know, it's still a form of hunting. You're still going out there, and if you're, say, for example, a stay-at-home mom, you know what I'm saying? He is still taking on that role. You know, in most cases, like he's still hunting. You're still going out there and gathering. You know what I'm saying? Resources to go and purchase food. At the end of the day, it's about food and water. I don't care where you cut it. You think all the makeup and the cars and all, you think that's important, go hungry for 10 days. You can realize that not a lot of shit's important. All this is wrapped around food and water. You know what I mean? You make it about material things, but at the end of the day, it's like, who is there in your life trying to protect you, trying to house you, trying to make sure you wake up the next day, and, you know, and live another day. Somebody to help you survive at the end of the day. It's not necessarily about the glamour and glow. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm trying to know somebody on an interpersonal level. If it starts there, cool. Nobody has a problem with purchasing things, but it's like, you gotta understand, it's just, if that's where your brain starts, your brain shouldn't be on his pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if he's a cool cat. I wonder how he is around kids. I wonder if people tie money to too many things. Like, oh, he's got money, so he's probably got everything else tied up. Motherfucker's probably a serial killer. Probably slash bitches around. You know what I'm saying? But that's like the first thing women tie themselves to, and they're like, oh wow, I keep running into these types of guys because you're just chasing toxic dudes with money. You know what I'm saying? You're not really trying to get to know anybody. Versus half the dudes probably on her level in most cases will protect her with her life. These dudes slapping around throwing plates at her fucking head.
Okay, so while we're on this topic real quick, what are you as a male, what are two things, if you could just think of the top of your head, that women should look for in a decent guy? Because no one's perfect, right? No guy is perfect, got it all together. But like, what are two things that they should look for? I guess it's not a red flag. It's like, okay, this guy is actually interested. He actually cares. He's not just trying to use me for my body and play with me. Because a lot of times women have a hard time deciphering what's real and what's fake, because sometimes men put on a facade of who they are and they're like, oh, I'm this kind of guy, because they want to get up in the unani. So it's just like, what should women look for?
Effort.
Okay.
Effort. That's it, really. Like,
that's it.
You think about anything, when you're a basketball coach, when you're a teacher, you know what I mean? When you're in a position of power at work, all you're looking for is effort. People can suck as long, you know what I'm saying, as long as they're ignorant. But once you educate them and maybe help them where they need assistance, like, at the end of the day, you just need a hard worker that's ready to help you survive. It is like, you know, Warren Buffett says himself, if you got 120 IQ, you can give like 20 of it away because you don't need all that to be successful. You don't need smart people. You just need willing people. You know what I'm saying? Half the time, the reason companies work are from the people that don't even really got many brains. You know what I mean?
Where
They're
do you
just
think women
taking
mess
on
up at?
tasks. I'm just saying, it's just simply effort. Like, are they showing up for the little things? Do they genuinely care about the way you feel? Like, I can throw money at everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my car broke down, boom, or this that broke down. And when the moment your parents die, you're gonna see what kind of individual I am. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The moment you fucking your son catches a terminal illness, you can see what kind of person I am. And when I can only throw money at things, it will show up. And we've all met people like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they're stalemates when it comes to real interpersonal connection. And a lot of people end up in those relationships because they were transacted, they were fucking purchased. And another thing, if I can purchase a woman, somebody else can purchase. And that's also the same. Back in the day, your grandma would slap somebody in the face for saying, like, with leading with money. Like, boy, I can't be bought. Now you can be bought, and then you wonder why you could be passed around. You're a fucking ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a used car. You're gonna have like 20 drivers. That's just the way it works. You don't have it. I'm just being real. It's not tied to anything pure. Like pair bonding isn't even really a thing anymore. It's like, can you afford me? That's literally where it starts. And then like hopefully the other shit trickles down.
But
But
you
just
don't
like
think
thinking.
you don't think there's some aspect, and I'm asking as a woman because I'm getting a
Hold
male's
on, I need
perspective, but
hold on.
you
I
don't.
need to hold
No,
on.
you're fine.
He's probably going to take care of the dog. Dogs.
How do you feel about it so far?
Conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's good conversation. Joe always has an excellent male perspective. I feel like he's non-biased because he understands the way women think, and he's not trying to dominate your thought process. He's trying to educate you and open up your mind to the way that men think.
At
For
the
the
end of the day, my
purpose of
But
mindset is
my
at
thing
the
is,
end of the day, my bad. Go ahead.
no. I just want to know, and you can answer. You can piggyback off what I'm saying. Is like, isn't everything in this day and age somewhat transactional? Like, I know everything is not a dollar amount, but it's just like even you being a male looking at a woman. You're not just like, oh, I want her to be bad. She needs to have a fat ass and big titties. Like, no, you want to know, is she gonna take care of my kids? Can she cook? Can she do this? So it's like we all look forward to some things in a relationship, and it might seem transactional on a woman's part, but like men are looking for something too. You're looking for loyalty. You're looking for a woman who will hold you down. You're looking for a woman to support. So all these things you can't just get in everybody, because if you could, everyone would be in perfect, happy relationships. But we
Well,
know that
if we're
that's not the case.
if we're going off what you just said, a man's initial attraction it's a very short list. You know what I mean? Versus a woman, that laundry list can just go out the door, roll down the street. So you know what I mean? Like he may want things after that, but we're talking about basic initial attraction. If you're cute with a big butt and a cute voice, as long as you don't smell like fucking Barry White, in most cases you got him. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of things that really do. Look, after that, once he's dealt with you a little bit, then he's probably gonna want some effort. Like he's gonna probably expect you to set up some doctor's appointments and like tiny tedious shit. But like in most cases, like it's effort based. Like a dude, you already know a millionaires can drive by a Starbucks one day and start dating the girl that just served him coffee. Like he's not gonna care. He's gonna repair and develop her into a space where maybe she don't even need him anymore. And we know how that ends up. But a
Is
lot of
it
times you'll
safe to
never see
say?
that the
that
other way around.
conversation is gonna be a
You
little
won't
bit
even,
later.
but you know what I'm saying? You will never see that the way around because like, what's his name? The dude on Fresh and Fit. People hate him. But he said, what did he say? He says, men love, act like idealistically and women love, materialistically, no, opportunistically. You know what I mean? Like based on what can he provide me? You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of like drawn out of the hat. Like what prize can I get from, fiddling over here? It's not necessarily. I wonder what kind of like think about it. When a dude sees you, what God gave you, what the hell he's looking at. When you wake up in the morning, he likes you for that. You know what I'm saying? There's more to be said about that than there is about what I can do. If I have to feel like I have to do something all the time around you, you know what I'm saying? It's going to wear any man out. You know what I'm saying? At what point does a man get to relax? You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of dudes' mindset when they're, picking a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I genuinely be myself around her? Do I have to put on a face all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, who can I genuinely be? I can genuinely be this person around. But women have the benefit. Guys like you for what you were born with. We have to go gain to even get attraction. Even if you're a handsome dude, you still have to have something. You're just gonna be a handsome bum. You know what I'm saying? But like you like a woman is only as broke as the guy she dating in most cases, which is the fucked up part. You know what I mean? Like versus a guy like y'all are like y'all like I said, this is still in a quote. Y'all are born with value versus we have to earn it. I have to go buy a house. I have to go get assets. I have to go have real estate.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Those things.
on the flip side of that, Joe, a man has to go earn his value, right? So that means his value can continue to increase. At a certain point, if the value that we're born with flips over, we become that dead roach, our value is no longer there.
Oh yeah. They even tell women once you hit a certain age, your value decreases. I don't know how much you believe in that.
That's true in a dating market. That's not true when you're talking about people that love you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what I'm
when you're
saying. Because
talking
I'm like,
about a
my mama's
basic
value ain't
dating
never
market,
decreased.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting gray hairs here. You know what I'm saying? Like in the dating market, my value went down a little bit. It's just raw facts. You know what I'm saying? It's not 25-year-old Joe. So that's just raw facts. But in the world of, like I said, a person that truly values you, they don't see wrinkles. They see every little thing they just went through, the past 15 years with you. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
but in an
But
instance
that's the
for you,
difference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Versus,
So what about the men that trade their women in?
I guess I'm asking, explain.
no.
Hold on, Grace. Hold on, Grace. You've been doing a lot of talking. Let me ask my question. So you have the woman that you get married to when you're young, and you guys build together, and then once you've reached that achievable goal, the one you were looking for, you become that millionaire. That wife was there with you. You're like, you know what? I can afford a younger, hotter wife now, and then they trade her in. What about that? They don't see wrinkles. If what they were attracted to was
Yes.
her natural beauty, the
Yes.
value.
If you're describing essentially what like the Wolf of Wall Street, the way that played out, his first marriage, yeah.
Mhm.
So like example of somebody like using a good woman's support up until they didn't need it anymore. You know what I mean? And you can't always see those people coming, but that is the danger of dating. And that's what I was saying earlier. A young lady will go through something maybe like that in reverse, or no, actually physically go through that, and she'll take that trauma to every single other relationship. Versus the guy you're most likely dating, he already lost money. He already got cheated on by a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he has to attack that situation the same way. Versus you get to set up 9 different hurdles. First, I need you to have money. Then I need you to be this height, this and that. A no loss system, and you got to get my son a daycare. And then you have, what I'm saying, like basically, I'm just gonna walk into this, with losing nothing. You have everything to lose. I have nothing to lose, and it's like I don't think that's meeting in the middle. And then girls will go as long as quoting the Bible, but the Bible tells you to be equally yoked. And I think that has to go with effort too. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, a woman would drop her handkerchief. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watched all that goofy shit all the time. A woman would drop her handkerchiefs and hope for a man to pick it up and follow her home, etc. You know what I mean? Saying, but that's what I'm saying. That is a effort. It's a feminine
What the
effort.
fuck movie was that?
But Gracie,
Movies we used to watch. You were too young.
yeah, but just I'm saying, but like it was
Okay.
like a
That Pride and Prejudice?
Where is
yeah,
the meat?
exactly. Yeah, that time and age, that like a woman, like even back then, it wasn't a heavy effort, but it was I guess you could call it a feminine effort to show a man, like I'm extending the branch, I'm extending the olive branch, meet me in the middle, and I think
So,
that's most of all of guys want. Like,
well, where is that point in today's time? Where's the meat in the middle? Because you said that a woman has to approach it now. So with the walls up and the
but that's
hurdles.
what they do. I'm not saying that's what they have to. I'm saying that's what they do.
So where is it? So if you were hurt in the past, if you did experience a trauma, how do you now move forward and not making this new guy suffer from what you went through with an old guy? Where is that meat in the middle?
I mean, as far as like healing from trauma, I don't think you should be looking to anybody else until you've completely bled yourself of that pain, because like that
Okay.
looks so many different type of ways. You know what I mean?
Let me ask the question in a different way then. When a woman goes through something with a guy, if she goes through that same thing again with another guy, she's looked at as stupid. It's almost like fool me once. You went through that same thing with another guy. Like, how did you not see it coming? How did you not understand? How did you not see the flags? So you've already been through that. How did you not know? So where is that meet in the middle where you give this new guy a chance and not get screwed a second time? Like, where is that?
Well, like I said, it's a mutual effort. Only thing you can have faith in is what people are investing. When you get into a business deal with somebody, only thing you can really they can scram on you the next day. They got access to your bank accounts, y'all's business, your IEN number. There's a lot of shit they can do. But at the end of the day, like their effort speaks volumes. So if they're there, they're showing up, they're cleaning trucks. You know what I mean? Every day they're going and trying to pitch somebody. They're showing up, they're making phone calls like that, and then the whole time maybe you're the marketing end of it. You're paying for billboards and you're walking around, you're canvassing neighborhoods. Y'all are both showing the fuck up. Like that is genuinely what that's all you're looking for. Like, are they meeting me in the middle? Like, if you got dealing with a young lady, like, and you pay for a date and take her out, it's that and the third, like. I don't think it's asking a lot that she return that, and not necessarily even in the same way, but in some form of effort. You know what I mean? Even if it's just a well thought out thank you. You know what I mean? Like just like acting like you deserve something, and entitlement is the half the reason why most women aren't man. No, like y'all aren't. It's not like women are lacking in beauty. You know what I'm saying? And you're lacking in respect and in just overall understanding. Like y'all will explain these traumatic situations, but you won't understand a man guarding his money is the same exact thing because his value is that resource. Your value is your body. Y'all are both guarding it and calling it something different, not necessarily recognizing each other's trauma and just, like I said, healing. You know what I mean? It's like that Spider-Man meme. Like you're just so busy, like, oh, look, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like yeah, it's you, and you're so busy pointing at the other person, you realize you're doing the same goddamn thing. But okay, he's guarding his bread. Because think about it, when you're a teenager, that doesn't even exist. You willing to spend your parents' money on somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's the trauma that gets you into space. You know what I mean? And even back then, you can't wait till Johnny touches your little fun box. You know what I'm saying? But the older you get, for real, I'm just being honest. I'm saying though, like for real, as far as being in high school, you can't wait for these things. But the older you get, the more guarded you get over said resources because of the way society works. When you come to
I just
male,
feel like, can I just say something? And I may
oh,
piss
my
the
bad.
crowd off with this, but I feel like the men who are the most, man, Lord forgive me, the men who are the most concerned about this be the men, like the men who are the most concerned about gold diggers are the men who have no gold to dig. And it's
See,
just,
and then this is the thing, and then I knew that was going to be said. That's funny. I knew that, but this is my thing. So women do it at their level. If a lot of these dusty hoes, because like not everybody can have. Listen, a lot of everybody can have access to the 1%. So you got to understand the girls that can do, the girls that don't aim low. So you're talking about you just digging for gold, you ain't got nothing to dig, dude. If he's got a crib and a car he has resources. So what you'll do is the girls at his level anyway, they'll dwindle in his like they'll get the shipyard guy, makes like $40 an hour. She's paying for her nails, he's paying for her gas money, this, then the third. It's a different form of gold digging. It's more of a I guess
they're
you could
on
say a
that level.
residual. It's more of a residual thing.
They're
You
on
know what
that
I'm saying? He's
level.
not going to
Okay.
drop 10K on you to go to Barbados, but he's damn sure going to pay like the tiny things so you can stack your little bag and be a frivolous female. When we know that's all y'all really want to do. Y'all want to be, adult 30-year-old kids. You know what I'm saying? If y'all were more honest about that, if y'all were more honest about that, we'd be in a different space in society. It's just like I want the response. I want the power of being a man and then the responsibility of a kid, and then all the benefits of a woman.
Damn.
Essentially is what women say.
Wait.
Damn.
Say that again, Joe. Say that again.
Damn, for the
It's
people
a
who
it's
didn't
a
hear it in
it's
the
a
back.
it's a stolen quote. It's a stolen quote.
Say it
It's
again.
the power of a man, the responsibility of a kid, and then the luxuries of a woman. That's what y'all want. Y'all don't want like the full caretaker responsibility, but y'all want the power that comes with that. It doesn't make sense to me. So, okay, yeah, you want to man the house and tell him what to do in the house that he has to die in, when you get to run out the back door with the kids. See what I'm saying? So it's just like the only reason you get to tell your kids what to do is why? Because you're responsible for their safety. So if you're gonna deem somebody responsible for your life, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? What is so tough about being at least somewhat subservient to that human, or you know what I'm saying, respectful, or just honor that notion. As far as over any type of topic, of any type of conversation. I've never. My mouth was dry as hell.
I don't know. I don't think ever in my life I've ever had a conversation with the male that I'm like, wow, he might be actually changing my perspective on things. Like, damn, this is why I feel like my brother is so brilliant, because I stand 10 toes down on everything I feel. But
Well, you gotta understand.
the way you lay it out, I do get it. I get it. I get it from the other
So
side.
I always say this about Joe. I feel like Josiah bridges the gap between the male mind and the female mind, because he has 4 sisters, he has a mother, and he's very masculine. So he understands how women operate, how they think, but he also is very male minded, and he gives you analogies that help you understand the way men think from your perspective. Women and men don't think the same. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was pretty much like, a man could, I don't know if it was you, Joe, but I was like, a man could literally be in the room playing video games, and as long as you're sitting beside him, he feels like we're spending time together. This is great.
That's
We're-
facts.
we're-
That's
we're
facts.
simple.
That's exactly how
You
we
don't have
are.
to
We
say
are simple.
anything. You're just sitting beside him. He's like, this is great. We're spending time together. And the girl's same situation. She could be like, he's just playing video game. He's not talking to me. But like 2 very different mindsets, and they don't think the same. But there has to be that bridge where people understand.
And this is my question. This is a question because y'all been asking me sub questions this whole time. Why is it that women, instead of learning a little bit more about what the guy likes, because it's like, my thing is, okay, if you really want to talk to somebody, you're gonna talk to him about whatever you got to. Say you're trying to close a deal, the guy's clearly playing golf. You're not gonna not talk about golf if you're trying to sell him something. Grace, you do sales, so it's like you're not gonna not bring golf up. So if you're looking at your man visibly enjoying himself like a kid, and you're sitting there like, why isn't he talking to me? Why not learn about what he's literally doing? And it's the thing. It's the funny thing is, it's the stuff y'all expect us to do without y'all saying anything, right? So say you're in the pottery, you would want him to afford those things randomly. Why? Because he paid attention. So it's just like, why doesn't that go full circle? Like, learn a little bit about what we do if you really want to talk to us. Because the girls that do know football, the girls that are in the cars, the girls that do go snowboarding, they never are deprived of a boyfriend or a man because they live in the shoes of a man more often. They're like, these dudes are awesome. So they live in a world where they're constantly respecting men. So they never have an issue retaining guys. Every dude wants to date her. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because she's genuinely in the cars. So we actually have something to talk about. And it's not even about it's not even about getting into man stuff. It's just about exploring what he's into. Because the more you do it with him, the more by proxy he has to give it back to you.
One thing
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like,
Joe, one thing I can say about you is you've said this. You've told me years ago, you're like, if you want to be that cool girlfriend, learn about sports, learn about football. You will be the dopest girlfriend ever. Girls don't understand sports. Like, men will love that. And I'm not going to lie, like, between me, everybody knows I'm in a relationship, me and my man, he loves football. He's a football kind of guy. He played football. He watches football. It is what it is. I don't mind, but I am that girl who's like, you're watching football and I'm sitting here scrolling my phone. I feel away. But it's only simply because I don't understand football. Maybe if I understood it. And I even told him, Joe, I told him about him. I told him about you. I was like, my brother, the girl he was with for like 6 years, he taught her football. She didn't know nothing about football.
Oh, she's still a fan. She's still a Patriots fan.
Yeah, and I know. I said he taught her football, and now she loves football. Even they're not together no more. She's still a big football fan. She understands it. She gets into it. She's screaming. She's yelling. She's
funny. And it was funny. And I can tell you about her. It's not always a good thing, but she has a lot of male friends. Which which means she's never short of a potential mate. You know what I mean? This is also why guys are concerned with male friends, but nevertheless.
But no,
nevertheless, what I'm saying is, if you're in a space where people can understand you, for example, say you go run into a dude, he works in a salon, you know what I'm saying, and maybe doesn't work the other way, but he does understand a lot of the shit y'all go through. Maybe he's just in there washing and doing shampoo. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna understand a lot of what you go through. So that's probably a dude that's maybe not gonna stress you when you're getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Because he just gets it. You know what I'm saying? He sees, he understands it. But when you're not dealing with it, it's hard to genuinely understand. He has no reason to understand it. All you're doing is sucking up y'all's free time together. It's from his perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, until he's in a situation where he kind of learns a little bit of it, then he's like, oh, okay, that's shit. Because when I watched Jessica do it, it's pretty interesting. It's like, oh, okay, that's like layer number 3. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, what's that gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And so it becomes cool And then sometimes I just hang out. I mean, I'm kind of be on my phone, but I'll just hang out and watch it because it's interesting. And if I'm stressing maybe a conversation, why not bring it to her versus like, yeah, you in there minding your business? Like I'm just using something, similar. Not that football is the same as makeup, but I'm just saying something maybe that takes a lot of time away from maybe him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's waiting on you to do something, and then like he's just stressing you about something that you wish he kind of understood.
That's the
You
third
wish he
episode
understood
right
why it was
on.
so interesting to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like he don't get it. So, but men are so simple. I don't know why y'all don't just twiddle them around your finger, and not in a weapon way. You know what I'm saying? But just like it's so easy to retain a dude, bro. It is so simple.
Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as liking sports or video games or whatever, I have noticed that men like to be able to teach you the thing that they're interested in. So even if you don't know about it, if you inquire about it and ask them questions, they find that very interesting. It's like, oh, you like this? You like seeing me in my element? And they kind of like perk up and like almost this light shines on them when they're teaching you the thing that they're interested in.
Yeah, and then if I'm being honest, when you do it, don't fake. Just pay attention and wait till something. No. In general, I'm saying this. Don't ever fake
No,
it, but
I'm saying, like, a girl
wait till
doesn't
something.
like
Wait till something about it.
go and like, let me go study football so I have something to talk about. You can genuinely just ask him.
Wait till something genuinely intrigues you about it. So like that's all you're doing. Just pay attention. So you're gonna see something. If he's in the guns, you're gonna see what's that purple handle thing. Oh no, that's a stock. He has a brace on the gun. You know what I mean? He's gonna like that. That's your end. You know what I mean? Like because now you're paying attention. You waited for real curiosity. Now your brain's actually waiting for an answer. But if you're just like, so what's happening? That's you're gonna get kind of a negligent response from him. Because people that are really into stuff, they know. Just like you say you're a nerd and you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and somebody just walks up like, "What's this?" You're not gonna answer that fucking question. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm fucking riding a dragon. You know what I'm saying? But like, if they show real, like, why all the pieces that color? That's a real question. So they're gonna lay into you, and in 5 minutes later, you're probably gonna be playing Dungeons and Dragons. So like, that's what I mean from like a genuine standpoint. Never fake it. Like even with Grace, like Caleb's in the cars. If she just waits until he picks up a Hot Wheels that's actually genuinely cool, where'd you get that pink one? You know what I'm saying? Now she puts herself in a situation to genuinely learn something from even her son. But it's like, just to fake it, I think is where girls go wrong. Oh my God, I know him. I saw Odell Beckham on Instagram. Girl, he don't even play no more. Shut up. It's like that's like that's what I mean. Like you just wait till it's genuine, and then like, is there something interesting about anything? I hate paddleboarding. I do. But I'm a fitness guy. So when I see people paddleboarding, what I do see is them like a lot of core strength. And I see it, I'm like, hey, that's definitely like that takes a lot of core strength. It's probably like really tough because a lot of them do it on their knees and they're kind of sitting up. It's a real tough like situation when you're looking at it. But overall, when you look at it, like I look at it from a sports standpoint, I'm just like, dude, that'd be a really good workout. So if I was to talk to somebody that paddleboarded, I'm gonna start with something genuine, even though I think the whole thing about it is kind of lame. So like always be genuine, and wait till you're interested.
That is some very good information, and I hope that the women that are listening, if you don't have a man, if you do, you can take some of this information and advice and use it to help either better your relationship or help you get one. Yay! And for the gentleman, I hope you agree with what he said because I'm agreeing with what he said. A lot of the stuff he said, I usually agree with.
Do we have any chats?
I also don't know a lot of the stuff that he tells me that men think. Sometimes I'll have like disagreements with my boyfriend and I'll bring it to him and I'm like, oh, but he said this and he said what he's really saying is this. And I was like, oh, why didn't he just say that? And then I go back to him with a different mindset because now I understand.
I was reading the comment.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of comments. Yeah, Grace, do you want to read some of the comments? I can pull them up.
The one I'm seeing right now, and hopefully my sister deals with, eyes. So if I miss anything, then you get my eye checks. Curves, do you really want to talk about gender roles? Absolutely. I believe in gender roles.
I don't believe
like
in
100%.
Not a thing.
Because but I think okay. So and I also agree with Joe. gender roles are there, but also we have to jump in when we're needed. So no, okay, gender roles might be like, oh, she cooks, I take out the trash, I take care of bills, she takes care of the kids. But at the end of the day, we all need to jump in when we need to jump in, because I'm basing this off of my own upbringing, right? So my dad, he may have been the breadwinner, he may have been the person who needs to be the protector. However, if he needed to jump in and be the cook sometimes, my dad would get in there and chef it up. If he needed to be the emotional release for my sisters to talk to, he would be that person. So I don't want to say 100% gender roles. So I guess I'm speaking based off of the generation that we're in. But I do think sometimes they can intertwine. Sometimes, you may not, if you're with a good person, where you fall, they should pick up, and vice versa. So if you're expecting a man to, oh, you're the provider, you're the this, you're that. Okay, if he falls down, or if he loses his job, or he breaks his back, or something bad happens, are you going to have him? That's the important part. So forget gender roles. Are you there for me overall as a human being? So I think that's very important as well. So yeah, I think gender roles are important, but I also want to say I've seen it done a different way. I've seen gender roles, and I've also seen my parents be the type of people who, wherever they fall short, they got each other's back. And that's how I was raised.
That's all. And
everybody and anybody on this panel knows that. Like, my dad will cook. My mom's a great cook. My dad is an amazing cook. You get what I'm saying? Like, my mom will nurture and care for us. My dad will be the listening ear, and he will guide you. Like, they were both doing what they might have different gender roles, but if they need to intertwine and they need to pick up where someone might have left off, they're willing to do that. And that's respect. I can respect that.
I agree. And I feel like our father, he was very masculine. He was like a man's man, but there were some times where he had to be more feminine. Like when he had 4 daughters that he had to communicate with and understand. He sat and talked to us about boys. Like, not many, a lot of men they're uncomfortable with those conversations. They'll back out. They'll be like, oh, I don't know, go talk to your mom about that. But our dad was always open. He always let us come to him, and he would listen and hear us out. He would always put aside whatever he was doing to hear us out. So sometimes you have to kind of teeter on both sides of the roles, depending on what's needed.
And that's what I mean by effort. You know what I mean? Because like when you talk about effort, like it in the beginning stages, it's really tiny, minuscule stuff. Like you talk about the gifts and did you pay for my nails, all that stuff. But that's just really preparation for marriage. You know what I mean? Like, can he take care of my small day-to-day tasks? Can she take care of my small day-to-day tasks? Like, because when you become a family, like, that it's go time. You know what I'm saying? If you can't make a 3-pointer in practice, like, you're going to be shit in a game. So dating, like I said, we all know this, dating is a precursor to marriage. So if they're super helpful and their effort's crazy, they're always trying to pick up maybe where you're falling, and they're correctors. They're always correcting you. You know what I'm saying? They keep you in check. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like a parent, like somebody that loves you, obviously, not just the.
Is that a good sign or a negative sign? Because some people might see that as a negative. Like, people who always want to keep you in check. But in my opinion, I feel like they love you so much. They see a better version of you in their head. They're like, nah, do this, do that. You could be better if you do this. Or do you feel like they're trying to control you? Because I also don't believe in trying to control someone. But if you see better in them, just like a parent would, like, they will check your ass at the door. They'll be like, no, you can have better grades. You can do better. Why are you not trying harder?
I have the perfect cheat code for that. And I've told people, I say this all the time. When it comes to people asking you to change something, or work on yourself, a character enhancement, whatever you want to call it, a morale boost, if it benefits you, what happened? You guys still there?
Yeah, we're here. She's just giving you the shine time.
If you're doing it, if you do it and it benefits you, whether they're there or not, that's something you probably want to adopt. If you're talking about something that only benefits them and that singularity situation, then yeah, they are manipulating. You know what I mean? Like, if it's for example, if it's just like, I don't know, my clothes are never done. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like very specific to what he's saying. But if he's talking about overall like upkeep of the house, keeping the house clean. That's gonna benefit you regardless. Like I want to keep a clean house. We feel better. We will present ourselves better. Whatever the case may be. But if it's purely beneficial to solely them, that's a narcissist. Because if I'm telling you, baby, when you go to work, you just got your new IT job. I think you should probably present yourself better. Like I know you're like scrubs, work at home type of girl, but I think you should probably start putting the face on just to fit the corporate vibe, etc. Like you can take that as a negative, but based on your environment, that is great advice, and that'll benefit you whether he's there or not. Now, if he's like, oh, my last girl loved me, man. She just, she give me like $50 a paycheck. That's you know what I'm saying? Like that's very singular. It's like
like you
only
should
for
go
me.
back to her.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like, why you leave her, bro? You stupid. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like that's very just for me.
That was your allowance?
Yeah, just for me. So like, that's always the best way to see through it. Somebody's trying to get you to change something, and it's helpful regardless. Telling you to go to school, telling you to, take better care of your kids,
You
or
know how to stay.
visit watch how you talk to your mom, spend more time with your kids, etc. Like, that's a person that just genuinely wants to see you do well for your own reasons, not necessarily there. It's the only way to see through that.
I love that. I really do love that. And what I can say I like about what he's saying the most is he's being real right now, because what he's saying is these things that he has said to me one-on-one. So I always respect someone who can come online and be just as real as they are one-on-one with people, because we deal with so many people who put up a facade and they pander to women or men, and they quite frankly, they bullshit. They say whatever they need to say to make it sound good, but in reality,
they're not like that in real life.
No, like for real. Like I don't know, Shannon. We're not gonna go into it right now, but I'm not sure if you've seen the whole tonight's conversation situation. But people people show it. They pander. They pander to what is gonna make them money.
I've seen them before. I don't know. Is there something going on recently? Because I've seen them in real life. I went to
they're everything is splitting up. Like there's a whole situation. Like the guy who's hosting the show is a liar. Like he's pretty much he's like a Derek Jackson. He's pretty much like pandering to women. Don't deal with guys who do this. Don't deal with guys who do that. He's saying all this shit, but in reality, he's cheating on his wife. He's playing with people. He's cheating with women that he's on tour with, and he got a whole girl at home. Like he's just capping about a lot. And it's like, wow, like I followed you. I liked your show. I believed in you. And a lot of the men are like, see, this is why we tell you women not to believe in it, because like we do the same thing with Darren Jackson. Any male who's just pandering all to what women think and believe should be right, like they're lying to you, and they're like, we knew it. So look, that's why they're laughing. Like these are the guys, like they're saying these things, but in reality, they're not living out what they're saying. So that's why I appreciate my brother, because anything he's saying right here, he's literally said to me, like, spend time with your man. So it's just like, it's real.
So I don't think that you should pander to women.
You're welcome.
I think women need to have an accountability person in their life that checks them on real stuff.
Women checking women. Like
that's what I was just about to say.
When you get women checking women, bro, I'm telling you, bro, we live in a completely different world. And it takes women, honestly, because women are very visual when it comes to who checks them. So it does take, if you're a beautiful woman of power, it would take a beautiful woman of power to check you. You know what I'm saying? But in most cases, those women come with a lot of toxic traits, so like they just kind of feed each other. But like it's not like you have like for example, like there's a lot of bad men and women, but what men do have are men checking them. So you know what I'm saying? So you say you have an out of control woman. There's not a lot of women that are probably going to check her. You have an out of control male, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? 5 out of 10 men are gonna walk by them like, hey, bro, that shit's lame. That shit's whack, bro. We don't do that shit. Versus a woman could be wild as fuck. Oh, she's expressing herself. Let her express herself. She's, she's liberated. Yeah. And I think that's part. A lot of women don't have that reinforcing, that old grandmother vibe. Like, don't you talk to that man like that? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have that in their life.
That's the thing. Our mother is like that. I know, like when I have conversations, I will call my mom, because she was married for 38 years before my father passed away. And she just thinks like a wife, where I have my moments and I'm like, no, I don't like what he said. I don't like what he did. My mom's like, Shayna, do you think that you maybe said it incorrectly?
Right.
You could have said it better.
That's fine.
And I'm like, Yeah, probably.
You be in your feeling same. And I do the same. I've done the same. Like, I'll be like, Mom, this, we did it. And she's like, Grace, hold on. Like, and she'll literally bring you back to, like, she'll ground your ass. She will
But
ground
you
your
know what's
ass.
funny? And then
you'll
what
be
y'all
like,
just, you know, it's funny.
okay.
What y'all just described, what y'all are describing is being met with true feminine
And
energy.
accountability. And
And
accountability.
that what I would, and then what I was telling Ashana the other day, y'all remember the Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
You remember how what her feminine energy, the effect it had on that creature? He was actually a prince, but you remember the effect that it had on that creature?
It made
That's
him
what I
care.
mean by if you meet a testosterone-filled creature with testosterone, you're gonna get more testosterone. So I've never understood that. You know what I mean? Like the damsel in distress is one of the most powerful traits on the planet. Like acting like you're fragile and breakable is one of your best bets. You know what I'm saying? Like it calm the, you know what I'm saying? I'm using movies, but it'll calm any man down. You know what I'm saying? Like you've never seen an angry man fresh off a pussy. Where? Find it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so your feminine energy is genuinely what can diffuse in most cases a man. So he's just like, I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? You being the second third, and you meet him with that same energy. That's grounds to get in the physical altercation, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's calling you a bitch now. Like, but if you meet him, man, I don't, just meet him like, how was I describing the same the other day? Like say you're like a teacher and you're dealing with an out of control child. You know what I'm saying? Kind of taking a couple like toys to the face and like, you know what I'm saying? But in hopes to calm the beast down, because you can't beat him at his game, but you can beat him with your game. You know what I'm saying? Like half the time, calming a man down is just about being feminine. No, you've seen me fuming plenty of times in my life. Mommy doesn't need me. You better calm down, boy. Not once in her life. She's
She
reaching
just
for my
comes up
face.
to you. She comes up to
She's
you
reaching for
walking
my
slow.
face. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you
She's
okay,
reaching.
baby?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's reaching
you
for my
okay?
face. She's like, exactly.
Are you
Exactly.
okay?
And y'all, and this thing is, y'all forget how potent that is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will go the right route of getting in a nigga's face. Somebody that's 200 pounds bigger than you and stronger than you, and you're talking, you're projecting your voice as something that could kill you. The most dangerous thing on the planet, you're now shouting at a male, a human male. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not meeting him with your power. You're meeting him with his power. You can't beat him in his game. Try it. Try it. Next time your man pisses you, touch his face and be like, I'm sorry I pissed you off. It's not even about what you said.
No, he's
It's
right.
not
He's
even
right.
about what
I
you
literally
said.
just did it today. He's right. He's right. I just did it today. I was like, before my man came home, I was like, oh, I gotta be on a show. Grab me from the store. I thought he forgot. He actually didn't forget. He actually didn't forget, but I thought he did, and I was all upset. And then instead of getting mad, I went in the room and I was like, "Baby, I appreciate you." Well, I gave him a kiss. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you did it! It's on the couch." And I was like, oh, he responded so well and so chill and so soft. And I was just like, "Baby, I'm sorry." And he said, "I'm gonna come apologize." And I was like, "Oh." Like he knew I was gonna come and say sorry.
And as tough as you can be,
you
you
know
already
me.
know Marcel represents, he has a lot of alpha male traits. So
Yeah.
you go in there with male, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about a leader.
He's gonna buck up.
He's a leader in his space. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go in there, you're gonna try to buck up on him versus use your super. It would look, you be fighting right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it probably wouldn't have ended. Like you're not gonna just think about it. It's like you're not gonna walk up to a fence with a violent dog and be like, you start kicking and punching the fence and expect something good. That you're gonna walk up and be like, hey buddy, how you doing? You're gonna diffuse them first. And then you're probably gonna reach over.
This might be set out for another conversation, but I would like to get into specifically. It doesn't have to be right now because I know we don't got a lot of time, but I would like to know why you think, because I like to look out for the sisters, the Black women specifically. Why do you think Black women respond in an aggressive way? And how should Black women respond in the future? Because I feel like we struggle with that. Not just me personally, but like overall, like they get aggressive when they should probably just tone it down.
It's the same reason small guys are loud. It's the same reason. It's the truth. I'm just being honest. It's the same reason small dudes are loud and they want to buck up on everything. It's a damaging process. You feel like you're unheard. You feel like you're misrepresented. So when things happen, you're attacking it with this force of like 900.
You're big mad.
Yeah, with Harriet Tubman and the rest of them Black women, and then you trying to come with every raging Black woman from your past.
Listen, I have a different theory on that. Can I give my theory?
Go ahead.
My theory is Black women were born to be tough because they're usually born into a situation that is tougher. So I have a lot of friends that are not Black, and they just don't have to be hard. I feel like the life a Black woman lives hardens her. When you're
Yeah.
raised in a family
Yeah.
without a father, when you see your mother working her ass off 3 jobs, when you see men come in and out of her life, when you don't have a man there to protect you, when you get molested
That
by
wasn't my mama, by the way.
huh?
I'm just speaking up. That wasn't
He's
my
so
mama.
fucking
That
funny.
wasn't my mama.
No, I'm not saying it's
He's
mom.
being clear.
I'm,
This is
I'm
not
saying
our mama.
I'm saying we can actually
No,
be
I got it.
we could be more feminine. We were raised with a father who was our protection. We didn't have to grow scales to be hard and tough.
And you make a good point. And I'm not gonna act like I don't understand the science of this, but women that do grow up in safe 2-parent households do tend to be a little bit more feminine. In a lot of cases, it's the truth. And it's because she learned that relationship with this father, she's used to getting checked for the right reasons. She's not interested in being a dominant creature because she didn't have to be. You
So
know what I mean?
what do we say to the women who didn't have a choice? Because some women they're
Get
raised
that.
in they're raised in single parent households. They they can't help that their father didn't stay around for whatever reason. How do they clock it and make sure that they don't have the same experiences that some women
I
who
think they should
don't
get my book. I think they should get my book, Men Are Simple.
Okay.
They can understand the 5 things that men need to be happy. And yeah, just go from there. Number 1 starts with respect. Every man wants, not, I'm sorry, they don't want it. They need it. They require it.
No, they really do. They really men would
Number 1. Am I right or
men
wrong?
would prefer respect over love. They honestly, respect is love to them. If you don't respect them, you don't love them. That's just fact.
That's number 1.
Yeah,
They
because he
prefer
does the things. He
respect
does the
over
things he
respect.
does. He does the things he does for respect.
Respect. Yeah, if you respect them, you love them. If you don't respect them, you don't love them in their eyes. Just like women are like, if you don't spend time with me, if you don't love me, if you don't cuddle me, if you don't do certain things, you don't love me. Men are like, you don't respect me, you don't love me, you don't give a damn about me. That's most
They
important.
want respect over sex. They prefer
100%.
respect over food. They prefer respect over a clean house. You can
Money,
do all the things. You
everything.
disrespect him. It doesn't matter. You might as well head to the door.
Factual.
Well, this has been riveting conversation.
It has. It's been great.
But we didn't even talk about the main topic.
Dang.
I know. We just got literally that was just the icebreaker. Y'all need to stop talking so much. You too.
What did I tell you? I told you what it'd be. If you put me and him on a panel, I already know. Because me and him have long
later. Okay, no, but because I know a lot of people were logging in to hear the main topic. So can we touch on that?
Let's touch on it.
About the alimony thing.
Yeah, we were talking about alimony. So I actually have a question.
End it early. If you want me to.
Huh?
I can lead and end it early if you want me to.
You can leave. You can lead.
I can lead the conversation and then end it early because I don't think you guys will want to respond.
Go ahead, do it.
The question is alimony, to pay or not to pay.
So unfortunately, you both have sons. So I'm about to kill you. So when we're talking about a grown version of Grace's son, a grown version of Shayna's son, say they become very, very wealthy individual. Say they don't, say they're just good earners, 80K a year kind of thing. They build their life, etc. They do the right thing because they have moms and they're putting their wife in the house. She's manning the house. She's doing her thing, etc. Now on the way out of the exit, you know what I'm saying? Say they have their issues, the breakup's coming. Now you watch this woman tear down every fiber of your son. For essentially, we've been on both sides of this, different parts of our lives. We know how bad that can get. You get to see who you thought was going to be your daughter for life, shred him to pieces, try to take everything he's built, etc. He did. From that point of view, you realize
personal because now
from that point of view, you realize the effort and the risk your son took. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that woman had a beautiful life, and she scorned him. And my thing
I
is
like
like,
it.
it's one thing to take something, she
I
was a
like it.
support system. But to take maybe the income he earns, you know what I'm saying? Like paying alimony, because the thing is, alimony made sense back in the day when it was irregular for a woman to work. And it was hard for her to get jobs simply because she couldn't get paid. Like, I'm not hiring a woman, get the fuck out of here. This is a warehouse. But now we're in a situation where she can go work at Amazon. She can go become a barista. She can do an OnlyFans. So that we're in this era. She can totally earn for herself. So there's not a lot of reasons for a man to pay alimony. Support the kids, that's different. I'm not talking about that. But paying to a grown woman that can effectively work in today's society, maybe not back then, because the workforce was completely different. You know what I'm saying? Women didn't even want to work until we made AC. You know what I'm saying? So like, because before that,
Okay,
we make
it sounds
AC.
good.
Everybody was like equal rights.
It sounds good. What he's saying, it sounds good, and it sounds good on paper. And I hear what he's saying. I'm glad that he brought our sons into it because it makes it more personal. Everyone needs that personal effect, because a lot of times people don't give a shit until it's personal to them. Oh, it's my son, it's my child, it's my this, it's my husband, it's my okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm the type of mom. Like,
if a woman
to court.
No.
Like, you got to see her literally turn into somebody.
She don't have to make it to court.
If a woman,
you see, no, but I'm glad she's being like that. I'm glad she's being like that, because that's the place men feel from. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying. Exactly. But okay, so let me answer why psycho girl. Oh, she is sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. Okay, so my thing is, I hear you as a mother. No one wants to see their child rip for everything they got, especially if their child has made it to level up in life. And clearly we live in a society where it's not that easy to level up. So if you do level up and you do make it to a certain level, great, cool. My whole point is, what was this woman doing? So I look at it like this.
It's highly dependent on
if Caleb is with the woman, I'm going to use my own son because that was the example you used. If Caleb was with the woman for, I'm just going to say 7+ years, okay? I don't want to use 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say 7+ years because that's like the standard, okay, whatever. So Caleb's with a woman for 7 years. What was this woman dealing with in the process? Did she have children for him? How much was she dealing with? Was she dealing with his emotional abuse? Was she dealing with? There's a whole lot of things.
No. Listen. Remember, the example was the young man you raised, so it was best case scenario. So we're talking about. That's why I wanted to make it real. Whatever endeavor you went through as a mom, whatever you instilled into him, expect him to be implementing that into this relationship.
Okay,
and
cool.
he still gets scorned.
He's gonna make mistakes.
Of course. But that's what I'm saying. Of course.
But he's gonna make mistakes.
So do you think,
and specifically the male genetic, the male, they're problematic as fuck in reality. Like it just is what it is. Y'all gonna fuck up at some time. So my thing is, my son probably did something to bring her through some type of turmoil where, in my opinion, she probably deserves a payout for. And I'm not saying she deserves, I'm not talking about this as Elon Musk and she deserves half of everything he got. But do I think that some women who deal with a lot of bullshit, do they deserve to come out with something, even if they weren't working or whatever the case is? Some of them deserve something.
Okay, this is where this is where this ends, because when Gabrielle Union was going through the lawsuit, when Adele was going through the lawsuit, when Monique was going through the lawsuit, all y'all was like, he can go get a job. Why he need her money? For the same reasons, because he supported her on tour. You know what I'm saying? For all these things. So now he essentially wants to be paid for being a good husband. It sounds fucking silly when it's a guy's turn. You know what I'm saying? But I should pay you for doing something. Give me something.
Who was insufferable to be around?
Kirsten, you want to make it. Listen. You only know how to make it somebody's fault. You know what I mean? It's got to be male or female.
Someone's fault.
No. First of all, that is not the purpose of alimony. The purpose of alimony was the husband was the breadwinner. The wife, they didn't go to school. She didn't gain a skill set. She She focused on the home. She was the homemaker and raiser of the children.
So she deserves nothing. She deserves nothing.
No.
Is it fuck her? Is it
No.
if it's fuck her? Let me know.
No. Let me finish. So she's at home. So think about Grandy, our grandmother. She didn't go to school. She didn't work. She
deserves alimony. I know the story.
Let me finish talking. So she didn't go to school. She raised 4 kids. Her body's been stretched back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Her husband cheats on her or decides to leave her or decides to whatever.
Hey, women initiate divorce.
Back then,
because they don't want to put up with the bullshit no more. Men don't care how long
okay, Grace. All right, great. And this is the thing.
Don't use that. Don't use that, bro.
No, it's a solid statistic.
Men will deal with the bullshit as long as it allows. Men will deal with bullshit.
Can you listen, Grace? Curves. Back then, our grandmother, who is 90 years old now, couldn't just go get a job.
She deserved alimony.
Okay, so as an older woman,
he played in her face. He played in her face while she took care of all their 4 goddamn. She took care of all 4 of her goddamn sperm monsters from him. She deserves alimony.
Okay. We don't have to bring up. We don't have to bring up personal shit. And then you don't have to wear that much emotion when you're talking about something. Just simply speak the fact. It's a reality. It's not a reality you should be that emotional about because you haven't been through a divorce yet. My thing is,
bro, women go through this every day, bro.
Okay. So do men, Grace. So do men. You got a fucking brother. You realize there's plenty of fucked up women out here. So that's stop acting like every time it's an expensive man, he had to be beating on her. He had to be swinging his dick in something. That's not always the fucking case. Sometimes she's the fucking. Please, Grace. There's a life coach. There's a life coach for a basketball player. His wife literally tried to sleep with him. You know what I'm saying? This is the dude that pays for everything. She hopped on him. You're not even listening. You're not even talking through. Give me a second.
I hear you. And what I'm telling you is,
you have to speak on it in a broader spectrum. You have to speak on it in a broader spectrum. You're going in from this one linear idea, the one you can support the most. You're not even widening it enough to all the possible capabilities that somebody can break up. It's not always the male.
You in the situation, if the woman were doing you wrong,
okay. So say my ex, say I married her. Say I married her and I divorced her. You're gonna support it with the same stupid ass argument?
It depends on what the situation was. If
you know the situation, nigga. Like, listen, you know the situation. You know my ex. So if what I'm saying is, if that's who I divorce, you're basically gonna stick with the idea of what did you do for her to leave? Sometimes bitches are fucking crazy.
It's a case by case situation. No, not for you. It's a case by case situation. If it were for you, I would probably be down to whoop her ass.
But that's the thing. You can
exactly, Grace. That was the whole point of bringing up your son. You say a case by case situation. That was the whole point of bringing up your son. Y'all tend to be very detached based on what other women are saying. Versus when you bring it into reality, if it happened to your dad, if it happened to your brother, you're like, oh, these bitches ain't shit. But the moment you're detached from it again, you're like, these niggas ain't shit. Pick one. Or look at it with more color. Everything can't be black and white because that's the easiest way to support it. The same way people just look at Donald Trump, or that motherfucking racist. That's not a person that's looking at things in color. You know what I'm saying? Not listening to facts. They want to look at it one way because it's easy. It's easy to attack him. It's easy to attack his wig. It's easy to attack the few things they mixed up in the media. But to listen to his policy, that would take an intelligent person, right? To go walk through and go on his page and listen to everything he's putting out, that would take an intelligent person, which we know people that identify as 11 things and have blue hair don't do. You know what I'm saying? So they just attack something from one way, their trauma. They got hit by Trump. Trump hit them right there that some in a place that they can't even identify. They can't even point at where Trump hurt them. And then they just go at him the same way every time, the same way. And that's what I mean. Like, women will do that with arguments because they dealt with the broke guy. The moment they hear a relationship argument, they dive right into finance. You know what I'm saying? Or because he dealt with the cheater, they dive right into the, because it's easiest to defend. You know what I'm saying? But they're not looking at the broad spectrum of relationship to actually identify where things went wrong or how it's uneven in a lot of cases, especially when it comes to the judicial system. You know what I'm saying? It's completely tilted.
And I agree with that. And I think Grace is being singular in her thought process right now. But she's also
No,
not.
she's not like that all the time. I'm not trying to say that.
I know.
I'm just saying, like,
She's not. She's also not listening to everyone's actual opinions. Like she just wants to stick to this her one little fact here. But what I was saying was the point of alimony is to for like our grandmother's situation, because she didn't have education, she can't just go out into the workforce and maintain a certain lifestyle because she primarily stayed home to care for the home and the kids. Now that's not the case anymore.
If we're being very, my bad.
Go ahead.
If we're being super specific, I think age is probably the one outlier in the situation where I kind of bow to. If you waited till you were 76 or 60 something, even late 50s to divorce a woman that primarily stayed at home, like she genuinely doesn't have any skills and she's too old to even learn those things. It's no question that if you are a breadwinner, I'm not talking like 80K a year. If you're a breadwinner and that's what you did to her, no doubt in my mind. But if you're talking about some Kim Kardashian shit, bro, like I made 100 and maybe 200K a year, she married me, she's up because of me, and we divorced in 5-10 years. Stop it, bro. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Now it's different if I met you and I was broke as shit at 18, and we built that 200 to 300K a year together. There's not that's not even an argument. You know what I'm saying? We're going to court. So it's like everything's getting split down the middle because we built that. You was filing stuff and I was in there packaging shit. You were sending out emails and running the website, and I was out there dropping stuff off. Like there is no doubt in my mind that is an equal split. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's one of those things where she helped you pay for a house, genuinely, even if it wasn't as much, she helped you pay for a house over a time span of maybe 15 years. Yeah, bro, a piece of the house is hers. If it was solely your responsibility, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just she's an adult. Now, if being with me, if we're talking about me, as far as being that guy, your luxury was being with a high earner that puts you out of the rat race. So now when you leave me, you lose that luxury. I don't feel like it's not hard math. If you want to keep it, you should probably fuck with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're leaving, so you're going to leave. You're going to lose that asset. But that's what's wrong with the judicial system. Like, if you have enough money, and even now, male or female, because it's happening to a lot of female celebrities, male or female, if you have enough money, they can come for your money if they were with you long enough. This is the stupidest fucking thing. I think it's silly. Like, they're not talented. They don't have what I have. If I put them in a situation where they're going to lose because of me, that's a lot different. You know what I mean? Like if I drag them into a space where they're like pretty much worthless to the commerce at this point, then yeah, like I said, age is the one outlier for me. But other than that, I don't think there's a lot of reasons to.
So I have a coworker, and she is actually she's Muslim, and she was telling me in her culture they have a certain word, I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to butcher it. So pretty much when a Muslim woman marries a Muslim man, when they get together, they have to agree on a certain amount that if a divorce is asked for because primarily Muslim women are kind of like old school. They stay home, they keep the home, they keep the kids. They don't work unless they want to. Like the husband's like, if you want a part-time job for your time, you can. But they don't take their money and use it for bills. Like the husband's primarily the breadwinner in most cases. So if they don't have a skill set and their husband chooses to leave them, there is a set amount that they agree on that he has to give her if he chooses to leave. Now, if she chooses to leave, she does not get access to the money. But if the husband chooses to leave,
if I send the link of this page to somebody, they get to open it to this.
Like they can come on the show.
Oh, I'm saying so, like not the link you sent me, but like a link to this actual site, like where I'm at.
Do you want them to be able to watch it, or do you want them to be able to
just watch it? Yeah,
I'll send you the link to send to them. We have a comment. Grace, you want to read that comment?
Judicial.
Judicial.
Stop smoking, girl.
jujitsu.
I
wouldn't say it's just so bad.
It tends to swing the woman's favor though, even if they do work. And that's honestly that's the biggest issue for me because like make me a 15-year-old girl, say I'm whatever I look like, whatever I get knocked up. It is and you know say I keep the kid through high school. Once I'm 18, it is in my best interest to not be with that guy. I'm just being real. Why? Because the state is literally going to pay me, give me free housing. You know, give me a second, give me free housing. I get food stamps and I get to put them on child support. And then now I'm in a situation where I'm stacking bread up. I can go get a $70,000 job a year and then live like I make $200K a year because I have free fucking housing. And the women have been doing this for years. Why would I? Because the moment she accepts that dude, that's a 2-income household, the bills change. You know what I'm saying? Her asset ends. So it's like, if I'm just a frivolous young girl that don't know shit, why wouldn't I take that destructive route that negatively affects the father, you know, me, the kid, everybody around me? It fucks up the taxpayers that are funneling my shitty system of a lazy person. So like, that's my thing. It's just like, it's not even if say you go the extra step and get married, it is a lot of times if he's really wealthy in your best interest to collect that alimony. You know what I'm saying? Hump somebody, the guy you really want in the house that he's probably still got to pay for while you live in it with the kids, and then stroke those checks. Like it's just so lopsided is what I'm saying. And there's, like I said, it's just this, there's not enough color. It's not looked at enough. You know, it's not situational enough. It's all black and white. It's like, oh, yep, she was there for 20 years and nothing really, you know, she could have been a piece of shit. She could have been in and out smoking crack for 20 years. And that's my issue. And now I'm saying I get there's the good. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I understand there's the good women that get scarred, but I'm saying it's the ones. It's so black and white that you can be a shitty woman and still benefit. That's my thing. You could be the opposite of a class act. Walk into a courtroom, strip them of everything, and you have been planning to do that the whole time.
That doesn't happen often. That's not.
Happens.
That's not the majority. You're talking about a minority. You're talking about a smaller group.
It's not a minority, Grace. That's all divorce.
The majority of the time, women deserve what they're getting. They deserve what they're getting.
The majority of the time, man is losing in court.
Women will deal with abuse in silence. Women will deal with financial, physical abuse. No, they'll deal with a lot of type of shit in silence. So when they leave the relationship, they're expecting a lot, and the outside world that doesn't know their inside relationship, oh my God, this bitch is asking for everything. Wow, she wants half of everything. Do y'all know what the fuck she went through? Did y'all even?
Gracie, do you know what he went through? Your argument's so one-sided. You can't even argue the other side.
But
you just keep saying the same thing.
The reality of it.
Do you know what she went through? You said 15 minutes ago. And then you're still saying, do you know what she went through? Explain to me this crazy traumatic situation. Give me a second. Explain to me the traumatic situation, Gracie. When it's logic, you can apply it to more than one thing. When it's logic, when it's real logic.
We're basing off of details we don't know. What if she went through a lot of shit? What if she held this man down?
We know because we're making the fucking scenario, genius. That's how we know, because we're making the scenario.
We're going based off scenarios, not reality.
That we're making. Okay, so oh my God, bro, like that's crazy. That's zero logic. Zero logic.
Answer the
question. Logic. You know how you describe logic? I'm going to define logic for you guys real quick, because you can apply it to more than one thing. And because you can't apply the way the judicial system works for men to more than one thing, it's not fucking logical. So when you say things, it's like the way y'all think y'all can hit us, and y'all don't think I can snuff your shit back. The world told you that, but that's not logic. Go apply that logic to a fucking buffalo, genius. You know what I'm saying? So
why do women win?
You don't hit anybody. You don't hit anybody. Is the thing.
Hold on. If what you're saying is true, if women didn't deserve shit, and what
I didn't say that. That's just the angle you're taking, because you need to stay emotional to say anything. You don't want to discuss actual details. Your emotion is your driving factor.
Hold on. I'm meeting you guys. Curves, answer the question he's asking.
And now I feel like he's trying to play in my face.
No. Answer the question he's asking. Hold hold on.
Okay, please
Factor.
tell me what the
It's
question
like
he's
rolling
asking.
your eyes and getting emotional without
I'm not getting
layering
emotional.
details.
I'm just saying it's
Layer
the
in
reality
details.
for a lot of women. Okay, yes, maybe I'm getting emotional because I feel like maybe I'm advocating. I haven't went through it, so I'm not advocating.
Okay, then, well, you shouldn't be
my
emotional.
Results.
I have been through it. I have been actual through abuse. I've been through actual domestic violence, and then you're so quick to dismiss what a man has to fucking say. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. That speaks volumes to your way of thinking.
Bro, I'm talking about alimony. We're talking about alimony.
Oh
I'm
my
not
fucking
talking
God,
about
Gracie.
abuse.
Alimony stems off a fucking relationship.
Okay.
Men get abused too. You know what I'm saying? And then look at your body language. Everything is this and this, that. That's not even body language. You're not even accepting information. You're closed off. A psychiatrist will tell you right now, that's not a person you should be talking to. You're closed off. Everything I say is,
Grace,
hey, come on, bro. So somebody that's ready to accept information doesn't do those things. But you're spewing the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Not even realizing you're not taking into account that it goes both ways.
All right.
It goes both ways.
Let me bring it down. Let me bring it down a notch. Maybe I got amped up. Maybe I got amped up. Hold on. What I'm trying to say is, brother, hear me out. What I'm trying to say is sometimes women go through shit that they do not even speak of until the relationship is over. They're not going the whole relationship calling their family like, oh, this nigga did this, oh, this nigga did this. They're waiting until the end because they don't want to make this person look bad. And they wait till the end to be like, this is what I dealt with. And they feel like they should be compensated for all the years of the bullshit that they dealt with.
Feel. You have to apply logic. You know what I'm saying? Okay, answer me this. What is the situation that is so bad that a woman can be paid for, but a man can't? I'll wait.
Please be for real.
I'll wait. No, see, now you're already dancing.
Okay, let's do it. Women will get fucked in their ass. They will go to the hospital and get a kit for it. Men will not. Men will be.
Did you even listen to what I said?
What did you say?
No, my whole point is men don't.
See, that's not. You're not rebutting. You're not rebutting information. I'm asking you.
My whole point is men will not address.
I get your point, and I asked you a question, and you're just going off to talk about something.
I'm sorry. What's the question?
I'm saying, give me a scenario where a woman should be compensated. You said we feel like we should be compensated. They feel like. Give me a scenario where the man should be compensated too for the same reason. Because if it doesn't go both ways, that's what I'm attacking. Because you're biased. You're overly biased. So if you can't come up with the same scenario, give me a second. If you can't come up with a scenario that a guy should get paid for the same reason, then you are just simply biased.
A woman, okay, I'm telling you, someone, anyone, man or women, it doesn't care. I don't care about your genitalia. Someone who steps out in a relationship and there's no discussion about it. There's no, oh, we're gonna be in a poly relationship. It's an open relationship. Someone who decides to do something on their own.
And if you're the breadwinner,
like, oh, you weren't giving me what I needed, and she decided to go get somewhere else. A male should be compensated.
And Grace Kelly, making $200K a year, should now finance said man because she was being frivolous with her fund box. Right? Correct? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love Grace. I love Grace, but I'm just saying that's what I mean by bias. It's not even her fault, but it's literally like the idea that a woman can strike a man and then it's just like, oh my God, you hit me back. You know what I'm saying? It's just you just shouldn't do it. It's that same idea. It's so tilted in perspective that women kind of they're entitled to the idea of it, not necessarily realizing that it's unfair in nature. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was happening to our nephews right now, if Isaiah becomes an NFL star and we're watching this bimbo that we already warned him about, you know what I'm saying? Do some childish shit to him through marriage. And we're like, damn, bro, he worked hard. He was out there catching balls. And now she's about to take half his shit? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then say he wasn't a little reckless. He was a young man. But the whole time he put her through college. He did a couple other things. You know what I'm saying? Like he paid his dues as a man, but at the same time, maybe he was a young retard and he maybe scared her off with the way he handled his dick. But what I'm telling you is it would still be fucked up if there's a situation where she was stripping more than she was actually earned. Like I think Kim Kardashian was married to that dude for 72 days. That pretty dude that looked like Blake Griffin. It's like Chris something. And she still got bread off of that. 72 days, bro. It's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by it's so black and white. It's like super tilted. There are scenarios that are inarguable. What Artia did, what my father did, what my mom did, what Miss Rubio hanged in for, those kind of things, bro, just irrefutable. They gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? They've been there. They've been that man's left leg.
So you
for
feel like they
years.
deserve to be compensated? Women
Yes,
like that.
like that. Yes, there's no question. Because
But
why?
other
They've also
women who
reached the
are in
age where
different
they're not
situations.
valuable in the commerce. So it makes not just emotional sense, Grace, but logical sense that they get paid. You know what I mean? It's like I can feel for every woman, but at the same time, what can I apply that logic to something else? And that's all logic is. Once it makes sense, it can add and multiply it in that space and in that space, like a unit of measurement. I can apply it everywhere. That's all logic is. If it can't be applied to everything, it's wrong. If I applied the way the judicial system works in marriage to everything else, everybody would go broke. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would be poor. Everybody would be scorned. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. If I applied it to your bank account, you would have fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I applied a rule system like that in your workplace, you would have nothing, or at least the men would have nothing. And that's what I mean. It's just like you can't apply that system to anything else and it works. That's my biggest argument. It's just not logical. Fuck fair. It's not even logical. It's crazy. It's almost like
I think it's outdated for today's
for
society.
sure, like a lot of things. But like, yeah, I don't think
unless you live kind of like how the Muslim women live. Like if you are primarily, that is all you do is take care of the home and take care of the children, and you did not go to school, you did not study, you did not.
Yeah.
All you do is
no
make sure
asset.
when your husband comes home, the house is clean and the food is on the table and the kids are put to sleep and you take care of him sexually. If that is your job, then yes, I think after years, if he wants to leave you, I believe you should be compensated.
Yes, and you're describing, that's what I mean by scenario. That's a very specific scenario. It's kind of irrefutable. But when we're talking about the woman that kept earning maybe 90K a year, moved up from a dental hygienist, now she's an actual dentist, and I kind of maybe financed a little bit of that, et cetera, all the way. And I'm over here and I'm a GC for a construction company. You know what I'm saying? Now we've reached the same space, and then she divorces me and she still takes half. It's those kind of situations that really bug me out. She
But
not
also-
only can take care of herself, but she already is a breadwinner. And you know what I'm saying? And he might have been a piece of shit, but she has hella money. The
But
woman that kind of stayed down and don't got shit, there's not really a lot of argument for that. You know what I mean? Like she's
yeah, but even the woman that, like, if the man put her through school, if he paid for her to have a skill set, he wasn't just like, oh yeah, keep it. If the husband was like, honey, I want you to do stuff, I want you to be able to do it, and he paid for it, I don't even think she should get alimony. I think she should work because you have the ability to earn. Grace, you look tired. You sleepy?
I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I am getting a little tired.
Okay, we'll have to
Okay.
do this on a weekend. Do you have any closing thoughts? Anyone have any closing thoughts?
Everybody's situation is different. I think it's easy to come up here on these platforms and say this is what you should and shouldn't do. But I think everything is a case by case situation. Just as
that's what I mean by seeing things in color.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Some of the things that my brothers say, like I say, there's not a lot of humans in general, who can get me to change my perspective on things. But one thing my brother always does, he gives me a broader perspective on things that maybe I had, like, I was in like a box, but he will give me the broader perspective. And I'm like, you know what? I get that. I get why you say that, and it makes a lot of sense. So I think, the ending of all this, the solution would be, take it, heed advice from other people. What you think may not always be the case.
People that are doing it.
People who are doing it, and take advice for people who are successful in the areas where you're trying to get to. Because I think a lot of times people go on social media like, oh, I want to have this situation, I want to have this, and they might not even be where you are. You just like the way it looks, but in reality, have they went through the trials and tribulations that it might take to get to where you want to be in the future? So it's like for us, me and my brother and my sister here, we've seen a marriage. We've seen people be happy. We've seen people maybe go through areas where they're not so happy, but they are doing things because you love them. Like the bigger picture means more than how you personally feel in the moment. So, it's all about where you're at. So that's all I got.
Joe, do you have any closing comments? That was good, Grace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe, do you have any closing comments? Are you frozen? He looks frozen, right?
I think he's just holding the look. I think he's like,
He's not. He's
he's a, hey ladies, come follow me.
well, wow, really?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now. I was asking if you had any closing comments.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I think the dating space in general, dating in the marriage space lacks fairness. I think people get entitled in what people like to call gender roles, and they like to
Yeah.
one side things, or they like to do things or leverage maybe something someone else did for them in the past to like be lesser of what they could do for that person. I think there's a lot of that that goes on in relationships, and end all be all. If you come and go in, and you give the same effort that you do at a job, you respect your man or your wife like you do your boss. I feel like a lot of things move very slowly. You know what I mean? Like there's a person that literally seen your fucking butthole and would probably die for you. Yet you go in and you fucking give Mr. Washington the utmost respect. And this nigga will replace you in 2 weeks versus your man or your woman in a lot of cases would probably curl up in a ball and come near death if they lost you, but that's the person you want to be at up and ends with, and that's the person that you want to short on some spare time. That's the person you want to, what I'm saying, not clean the house for, argue you should cook for. Like that's the person you're choosing. Especially if you got a man or a woman that will die for you or literally physically protects you. I feel like you're stupid if you don't represent overall fairness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just it's a character flaw. That's an incomplete human being. Like that is the definition. If you are in a relationship and you're looking to get more than you're giving, you're a shit fucker. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of way to place it. If they're doing crazy stuff for you and you're not trying to match that in at least some form of effort, you know what I'm saying? They say you got your boy. If I let my boy borrow $5,000, he don't really got to give me that money back, but he's gonna be at every fucking birthday party. He's damn sure gonna show up for New Year's. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna help me wash my car here and there. If I want to hit you know what I'm saying? If I want to hit something, he's coming. Like, you're gonna show up through effort at the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I mean. Everything doesn't have to be a sex for money exchange or anything, but you gotta represent what people are doing for you with more value. And I feel like people did more of that and not sat back and was just like, I ain't get fed yet. It's like you're a fucking childish ass kid. What can you do more to get fed? And if you approach a situation like that, I don't think a lot of relationships fail. I just think people get on their high horse and they want to fucking live there because it feels good. And we also live in a society where that's supported and clouded. You know what I'm saying? Like you walk out. Now I told him to shut the fuck up, and then like people are gonna support that more than I took examples and represented. And I represented with the things my man says, and I try to be a valuable woman. That shit's boring. You know what I'm saying? You probably fell asleep a little bit while I was saying it. And but girls love that toxic shit. I told him to fuck off, and I call his homeboy. And so because stuff like that is represented and loved and kind of like respected and revered, like dysfunction is like the new cool these days. Like the more stupid dysfunction you put in the world, the more people, male or female. And because that's the case, nah, bro, I told him to fuck off. I wanted to see my side chick. Like that sounds cool to some men. That shit's lame, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like that's what I mean. Because dysfunction is so heavily supported, it doesn't even really pay off to be a classy woman or to be the old school male. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of benefits. So everybody's just being these dysfunctional retards trying to get more than they deserve or get more than they're giving. And that's where we are in the overall love space.
Yeah, that's actually really good, Joe. I definitely think you're gonna go viral based off some of the things you said. One of the comments that our viewers really liked was, "Did he just say frivolous with the fun box?" There's definitely a lot of takeaways from tonight, and we will be clipping up a lot of things from this evening. It was pretty funny. I guess my takeaway and closing comments would be care about people. And I always say that the most important commodity in this life is people. And it's not money, it's not materials, it's not assets, it's people. Because if you had all the money in the world, but no people on the planet, who cares if you're rich?
You're not gonna drive a Ferrari in an empty city.
Exactly. So I think you should value people, care about them, care about the people who pour into you instead of trying to gain the appreciation and respect of the people that don't even know you, that won't show up for you, won't be there for you. You're looking for a little heart on your picture versus the person who's actually giving you their heart.
They're literally giving you the heart every day.
Yes. So I say show the people who show you care and concern, give it back to them and stop wasting your time trying to get it from the world. And yeah, try to get to know who the person really is. And I would say ask the right questions before you get married, so you can avoid a lot of this stuff. Because I definitely believe that a lot of people see the red flags and they still go for it anyway because they're going based on looks or money versus who they are, characters, art.
To spin off the last thing you said, another thing when it comes to material things is like people spend so much time thinking about what they can have and all these material things, and like it's like we're skipping over people. Like it's actually a regular thing to say like, oh, I cut my friends off and I got busy in the workspace. Okay, so now you're around a bunch of fucking rich snakes and you cut off somebody that would probably die for you. You know what I'm saying? But like this is the world we live in. Like this is the norm, and then you're chasing something that a human made. So like everybody's racing to be I guess the best billionaire product collector. Like I bought the most of what this billionaire sells. Like at the end of the day, it all comes back to people because you're chasing something a fucking person made while you're ignoring the people in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So it all circles back to people, and you don't even want those things until people, gratify it. You're not going to be on your fucking deathbed thinking about some plane you didn't get to own. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be thinking about, your nephew and your nieces and your son. You know what I'm saying? Where did I put the money? Where's the money going? Are they going to be okay? Like, you're not going to really think about the things you didn't get to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be that selfish.
You're gonna think about the memories you didn't get to make.
Everything's going to be memory based. Yeah. It's gonna be the most human moment you've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like, say you're sitting in a 4,000 square foot house. You know what I'm saying? You're on your deathbed. The house is gonna feel like the jail cell. You know what I'm saying? If nobody's
There's
in
no
it,
people filling it.
that's what I'm saying. If you haven't filled it up with love and people, it all comes back to people. At the end of the day, it's about food, water, and people. And if you've exited that, you are a brainwashed fucking maggot. I don't know what else to tell you. Not a lot of that. What to tell you, bro. At the end of the day, it all comes back to
it's the brainwashed fucking maggot.
That's just the truth. You are 100% a rat in the rat race. You are programmed.
Well, I guess that about sums it up. I want to thank everyone who joins us this evening. I appreciate you guys for sticking with us through the whole show. You will be able to find clips of it on the YouTube. We'll put it on the Instagram, and we look forward to seeing you soon. We'll be doing Diva Talk on Tuesday evenings at 8, and we will be doing Queen Talk on Thursday evenings at 7:30. We do look forward to seeing you guys soon, and we're out.
Do this.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.